Substance abuse and addiction in the family unit. Anyone who has ever been exposed to the complex world of drug addiction will know, with heartbreaking familiarity, how insidious the disease can be. Not only does it rob the addict of their physical, emotional, and psychological well-being, but the effects of drug abuse on the family unit can also be equally destructive and devastating. Effects of drug abuse: it's more than just an addict's problem. It is utterly devastating to watch a loved one in the grips of a drug addiction. And it is understood that compulsive behavior of all kinds destroys lives. But drug abuse does not happen in a vacuum. While the effects of drug abuse on the addict are well documented, when we focus entirely on the addict, we lose sight of the bigger picture. The family picture. Yes, the actions of a drug addict are the actions of an individual, but drug abuse hurts more than just the person with the addiction. Their actions have enormous consequences on the family unit as a whole. Family dynamics can be disturbed, relationships can become strained, and for some family members, emotional turmoil can be the order of the day. Often, in addiction treatment, while the addict receives the help they need, the people left behind in the family can find themselves in a quagmire of confusion, loneliness, and despair. Effects of drug abuse on the family unit. Drug abuse and you. The effects of drug abuse can put an immeasurable strain on family members. Depending on who is abusing drugs, individual family members will experience a range of different feelings throughout the progression of the drug abuse. Watching your mother, father, brother, sister, or anyone who is part of your family become caught up in drug addiction can be as exhausting as it is traumatic. When your family member is abusing drugs, you are faced with some very harsh realities. Some of these realities include the following. 1. The family member is unreliable, and you simply cannot count on them. 2. What they say, what they do are often poles apart. 3. They lie and steal to feed their habit. 4. Their drug habit becomes the most important thing in their life. 5. They may become a stranger to you emotionally, as well as spiritually. 6. They may get into trouble with the law. 7. They may not see that they have a problem and so they reject treatment of any kind. 8. You may experience regular feelings of anxiety, fear, anger, abandonment, embarrassment, or even guilt. 9. Some people may wish to cut all ties with the addict, while others may want to take a more prominent role in the addict's recovery. A family disease. Addiction is often called a family disease, and for good reason too. If recovery is not sought, the effects of drug abuse can become intergenerational. Drug abuse has the potential to have very negative effects on a whole myriad of family dynamics, the most important of which are role modeling, trust, and the concepts of what normal and acceptable behavior look like. If left untreated, the effects on families may continue for generations. Effects of drug abuse on the family. Though no two families are exactly alike, there are some common ways that drug abuse affects the family unit. Here they are. Negativism. The overall mood of the household often becomes progressively downbeat. Negativity begins to take over, and communication between family members, including the addict or not, may take the form of complaints, criticism, and condemnation. This kind of negative communication can become the norm. Living on edge. Major conflict can arise in families that are caught up in addiction because the addict cannot be relied upon. And all family members will have opinions and feelings about that. Because the addict's behavior can be erratic and unpredictable, family members may live in a constant state of fear, conflict, and overwhelming stress. Resentment can build up. Once addiction has taken hold, it can be very difficult not to judge the addict for everything he or she has become. Family members can easily find themselves caught between two extremes. They may resent the past and fear the future. In these circumstances, it can be very difficult not to resent the drug addict who has brought such turmoil into your life. Feelings of shame. It is difficult not to want to hide away from the world when a family member is abusing drugs. Even though the addiction is not your fault, you may feel the need to deny the drug. Abuse is taking place at all, both to yourself and to the outside world. You may even help the addict to deceive others. This is because deep feelings of shame can come to the surface. Shame is a truly destructive emotion for anyone to carry. Financial problems. The effects of drug abuse on families are often seen in the form of extreme financial burden. In some cases, drug addiction can mean that families don't have their basic needs met, such as food or clothing. Drug addiction has also been responsible for families losing their home. Enabling. Despite all of the difficulties that families encounter with drug abuse, the chances are high that you love the addict. Out of that love, you may find yourself engaging in behaviors that reinforce the addict's behavior. Here are some of those well-meaning but dysfunctional behaviors. 1. You may make excuses for the drug abuse. 2. You might accept unacceptable behavior. 3. You may take on responsibilities that are not yours. 4. You might put the drug addict's needs ahead of your own. 5. This can turn into a habit. Of course, all of these are the acts of someone who loves deeply and is desperate to help. But these behaviors only serve to protect the drug addict from the consequences of their addiction and, unfortunately, they may end up making the problem even worse. Teenage addiction affects the family. The CDC reports underage drinkers have more drinks per drinking occasion than their adult counterparts. At least 19% of individuals between 12 and 20 years old drink alcohol regularly. Due to underreporting, the figure is most likely much higher. Marijuana use is more common in teens than cigarette smoking. Teenagers deal with peer pressure in school and are also constantly bombarded with temptation. Many are still impressionable while forming their identity. Teenage addiction stems from both external factors, like peer pressure in school, and internal factors, like genetics. Substances like cocaine can overstimulate teens, causing them to sleep less and perform poorly in school. Opioids may produce euphoric effects, but consequently require frequent use with damaging side effects. When one member is addicted, the family as a whole can be negatively impacted by phenomena such as side effects, withdrawal, strained relationships, financial hardships, poor school performance, exposure to other drugs, reckless behavior within the home, stealing money to support a habit, running away from home, causing parental grief. Teens can become overwhelmed by addictive substances and strained relationships at home and may want to run away from home. Parental distress can seemingly push troubled teens into the arms of a substance to escape. Running away from home makes a teen vulnerable to sexual, economic, and emotional exploitation. College addiction affects the family. Teens who abuse substances are more likely to continue to struggle with their SUDs well into college. Once teens have an early exposure to drugs, they often form a tolerance and addiction in their college years. Many will continue to party and indulge in illicit substances, finding it difficult to slow down. College campuses report high frequencies of sexual assault, property damage, and aggression directly linked to alcohol abuse. Signs of substance abuse impacting college students include mood swings, irresponsible or out-of-character behavior, new groups of friends, money problems, lowered inhibitions, inability to handle college commitments, re-establishing connections. SUDs can take a toll on family members and on the individual struggling with addiction. Luckily, there is help available. Treatment providers can answer questions that family members may have. Various facilities allow sober relatives to visit family members in rehab to receive counseling and maintain relationships. Patients can heal with therapy options, medication, and support from professionals. This video article is sponsored by Signal Health Group, Assisted Care at Home, and Signal Health Group franchise. If you're searching for personal care, home health, or hospice care, please reach out to us to discuss the costs and the coverage you may receive from your current health insurance providers. We would be happy to help you stay safe, healthy, and comfortable in your home for as long as possible. For those who are interested in business opportunities across the U.S., Signal Health Group is a franchise. With the number of older individuals growing every day, choosing to run a home care agency is a wise idea. Learn more about our services offered across the United States and business opportunities at signalhg.com or call franchise 800-953-6183.